There's got to be an order of how to do things, right? What to pack first and last so that you're not constantly opening up boxes because there's something you need. I really thought this through and try to make the best sequence of events so that I can keep my sanity during this month of moving. Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Even Keeled, where I try to maintain some sort of balance and I live with intention. And now that I am moving, it only makes sense that I'm very intentional about the order with which I pack up my home. I want to make sure that I don't feel too disorganized or out of place, that I don't get things done too fast or wait too long. You know how it goes, you really have to be intentional with these things. Now before we get started, if this is your first time here, you should know a couple of things. First of all, I'm moving out of state. I'm moving from West Coast to East Coast. Also, I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. We are renters, so we don't have a lot of things for like the yard. We don't have any yard mowing, anything like that. So that's something that I'm not going to mention. You might just want to see how I'm doing my list and where you can fit into things that I don't exactly have. You should also know that I have a family of 4. It's myself and my husband and my 2 daughters who are ages 2 and 3. And for the past couple of years, we've been very intentional about living with less. Now, we're not exactly minimalist. We're not essentialist. We do like stuff, but we just don't want a lot of extra clutter. So I have been very deliberate about decluttering my home. And so maybe I have a little bit less than the average person, and it's actually really starting to show as I pack up. So just a little background knowledge if you've never been here before. So the first thing I like to pack up is my decor. All wall decor first, and then any decor that's on shelves, trinkets, knickknacks, and stuff like that. You can pack that all up right away and it won't have any effect on your regular routine or daily schedule. The reason I like to do the wall stuff first is because it gives me an opportunity to patch up the walls, any holes that were kind of larger, any touch-up paint that needs to happen. All that stuff is good to do as soon as you think of it, because toward the end, you might have a big deep clean and you don't want to wait till the last minute when you're already exhausted and then go patch up drywall. So if you can do that now, I say do it. Once my decor was packed, then I went on to books and entertainment. I decided to keep my daughter's books out for a little bit longer because they really do love to read. But use your best judgment if you want to do all your kids' stuff at once or if you want to integrate it into all of these categories. So I did take down their decor with my decor, but I'm going to leave all their toys and books later on, and you'll see that during the list. So right now it's just all the adult books, and as far as entertainment goes, it's like any kind of Xbox or media that you have, like DVDs. We use our Xbox as a DVD player, a Nintendo Wii, anything like that. We're not going to be using it. We're just going to be streamlined this month. We are keeping the TV up and we can access Netflix, and we also do use streaming for a lot of our movies now, so our daughters can still watch DVDs. They're not DVDs, they're just actually movies. So we still have the opportunity there. So again, use your best judgment. The next thing I packed up was a linen closet we have at the end of our hallway. In my linen closet, we have one drawer for office stuff and a couple of drawers for first aid things. We don't have medicine cabinets in this home, so we had a lot of stuff like that. So I just kept out what I thought we might need, decluttered some stuff, and packed the rest. I did not pack the sheets and towels because those are really good things to use for materials to stuff boxes with glass items, or even to kind of wedge in between things that might be rubbing up against each other in the moving truck, like 2 pieces of furniture or something. So those first 3 things I've already done in my home, and I still have 3 weeks to go, so I need to pace myself with the second half of this list. So the next thing I'm going to do is part 1 of the kitchen. I think your kitchen can happen in 2 parts. So the first part for me is to attack my hutch. My hutch is something I use as a pantry. So I have a lot of empty jars and empty containers that can be packed up. Anything that's up high, probably it's up high because you don't use it all the time, but you still want it for whatever reason, pack that stuff up. Holiday stuff, Thanksgiving stuff, unless it's Thanksgiving time. Even if it is, you're probably not going to be hosting Thanksgiving this year. That is something that you can do during the first half of the kitchen pack. You can really extend this first part of your kitchen to all things except for your basic dishes, cutlery, and maybe a couple of pots and pans. I do think it's okay to pack up big appliances, rice cookers, crock pots, KitchenAid stands, stuff like that. Just eat simply this month. You have enough going on in your plate. You don't need to be making big, elaborate things. Like I said in the beginning, we do have a family and we eat a lot of our meals at home, so it's important to us to leave some things out, but we can still do a lot with just your basic kitchen tools. After that, I'm going to start in my kids' room. I like to keep their toys in certain categories, and so I feel like I can pack up a few categories without, messing them up too much. So I have things like food toys or play food, music toys, books, dolls, stuff like that. So I feel like I can take a few of those and start packing them now. So if the kitchen is like a 2-step process, your child's toys in their closet or wherever they keep the majority of their stuff is like a gradual multi-step process. Just taking away a few things at a time, a few categories at a time, because you do want them to have something to do while you're doing the majority of the cleaning and packing. I think it's important for kids to be bored and to be able to figure out how to fix it. I think it's valuable for them to be bored, I should say. I think when people are bored, they often come up with really creative things to do and have some of the best times. So that's what I mean by that. The next thing I want to do isn't exactly packing, but it's disassembling stuff. So these beds, my daughters have the same bed. I think it's good to take them apart and have them be flat. I think it'll save us a lot of room if it's disassembled. We also have something like our laundry, 3-sorter laundry hamper thing. We're gonna take that apart as well. Again, it's just kind of bulky as it is. So if you have bulkier pieces, just take a quick inventory of your home, take them apart, disassemble them, make sure you keep all the pieces together in a little Ziploc baggie or cloth or something, label it so you know where it goes so that you can reassemble it down the line without too much of a headache. So now we're really getting down to the wire here. I imagine this is something that's gonna happen with about a week to go. What I want to do is pack the rest of the kitchen, get myself some nice biodegradable paper plates, and just plan really simple meals. This is something I can do with maybe 2 days to go. Plan in your budget if you're going to be eating out or eating at a friend or family's home, or even just doing something like sandwiches, but make sure that you get yourself fed, but that you don't have to cook. Now, it might seem late in the game, but this is the time that I'm going to pack my bathroom. Again, we are pretty minimal. We've decluttered a lot. One of my bathrooms only has the toothbrushes that my daughter used and a few bath toys. So that's why I feel like I can wait. But if you have a lot of storage and a big vanity with stuff in there, you may want to do this around the same time you're doing the first half of your kitchen. Because we are traveling before we actually arrive in our home, I'm going to take out the necessities and make sure they end up in my suitcase. Things like deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, you know, the basic cosmetics and stuff like that. Everything else can be packed away. Also, now that we're at the end, we can finally put away all of our clothing. Just take out what you're going to be wearing on the day of the move. Everything else gets packed away. Now, if you are moving your dressers, you may want to just leave the clothes in your dressers. If you have extra space in there, stuff the clothes from your hangers into your dresser drawers as well and just move it as is. We're selling most of our dressers, so a lot of our clothes will end up in either bags or boxes. No big deal, just make sure that it's toward the end that you keep out what you're going to wear that day or for the few days while you're in transit. Now, the last area of my home to be packed up, I anticipate being the laundry room. And that's because we keep a lot of our cleaning stuff in our laundry room. I have a whole video on how I've organized my laundry room, but I like to keep my cleaning stuff in there, and chances are I'm going to be cleaning the home as we go, and I don't want to have that stuff packed up too soon. So thank you all for watching. If you want to see more of this moving thing in action, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. We're moving the month of August and we'll be displaced the month of September, and fingers crossed we'll have someplace to live come fall, but who really knows? Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.